Everyone. This is Mohit Singh. Today we'll be showcasing the entire workflow of our procurement model, which in our system mapped as a procurement dashboard. The purpose of procurement dashboard is to simplify the process of purchase, vendor, supplier management, uh, where the system is well integrated with your site, from where from the sites your material comes, the requirement comes, that material requirements went to the backend office where your team look at the requirement. If any kind of approval is required to evaluate it, that kind of a workflow is there. Post that once your requirement is approved, the RFP can be created from the system. The RFP gets shared with the suppliers of that particular category, and the further purchase order get released. Post purchase order, once your material got available at the site, the material invert form actually gets updated. Post that approved inverts, and then later followed by the material consumption workflow is defined within the system. So now I'll be taking you how the entire system looks like. So right now I'm in the procurement dashboard. This is how the dashboard looks like. It's give you the overall view about what is the overall PO got generated from the system, what is the material received from the system, and the bill generated. It also gives you, summarizes you the overall purchase order value against on a monthly basis. We also have a quick summary around what is the pending overdue about the purchase requirement, what is the the pending status of RFQ and the purchase order which got released. We also evaluate the different the approvals if it is pending somewhere. Same for the purchase requirement, RFQ, purchase order, inverts, and the bill. If you come down, we also get the summary about how many total suppliers are involved with you, how many of the suppliers are new. If you look at the top 10 suppliers, how many suppliers are there, how many purchase order got issued, how many total values are issued, and the average value of those purchase order. Within the time frame, which all suppliers are there, what is the value, order value do they hold on a different month basis. You can evaluate and you can see it over here. Let me see if I can do previous year for the better values. Let's see if this works. Yes, and if I go and select a specific project, let's say Eureka Tower. Okay, perfect. So I have much better values. I have a different for a different months. I have a who is the top supplier on a monthly basis. I can visualize it. At the same time, which all material got consumed, how many categories are there, how many units are there, how much quantity, count, amount, and everything. So you can visualize it from here. Month-wise billing count on a monthly basis, you can look over here. Total bill generated, total bill value, total paid bills, total pending bills, and what is the total due for the supplier. So month-wise bill count, month-wise bill amount, like how many bills got generated, how many, what is the exact value for around it. So you can have all the things related to a purchase in one single scan. As I just recently updated the filter, you can even visualize it from here itself. Then let's go to the workflow of the entire system. You can go to the supplier module. So in supplier module, you can add any kind of a supplier. For every supplier, you can have a one screen ledger form where you can select the time period, and based on the time period, you can have all the reports available related to that supplier. So if you select a particular supplier, and if there is any kind of a the uh, purchase order which has been issued in that particular time. Let's say, let's make it 24. Okay, so right now we don't have much details around this, but else if there is any kind of an information that's get mapped over here. So if you select any kind of a supply, you'll get how many purchase order are issued to them. Uh, yeah, like this. So I just remove the project tagging, and then if how many purchase order are issued. If you even click on any of the purchase order, you can even have the visibility of what's the details around that purchase order, or how the flow works around it. So dates, purchase order issued, supplier name, project name, and the total value. If you go down, how many bills got issued by this particular supplier and what is the status around it. If you have made any kind of a payment, that can also be tracked from here. Okay. So that's like our how that's how our the suppliers look like. If I go inside the supplier, so all the same details I can access. Now the next form is our product master. I can create multiple products. I can give a specific item code and the GST type, and even if I want to define a category and a subcategory, that can be done. Even if I want to define the the pricing based on a different time interval, so that can be visualized from here. Okay. Now once your supplier are there, once your product master are there, then again from the site for different project, your site engineers can actually update the requirements from different platform, from the different sites. uh, once they'll create the requirement, then the status, you can define an hierarchy where request submitted by a particular individual from the site, and whether the approve is been made or not, whether the approval status is pending and approval, you can visualize it from here. If you want to see more details in one screen, you can even do it from here. Okay, we have like limited value. Then if I'll go to the filter, I can do if there is any kind of a things which are pending, the approvals which are pending, I can visualize it, and based on that I can take the further decision. Now here system is actually helping me to understand how many POs are pending, approval purchase or requirements are approved, but again the purchase order is not being created. How many requirements are pending for the approval, how many of the requirements got rejected, how many of the requirements got approved, you can visualize it from here. Once your requirements got approved, then the further process of RFQ floating will start from here. So once you can even go and you can create a new RFQ. Once while you will be creating a new RFQ, you can just directly select a purchase requirement of any kind of a project. So once let's say I'll select a specific project which is Eureka Tower. Then within the Eureka Tower, I can select all my approved requirements. So if I'll just select the requirements, or maybe if I want to create a purchase order of one or two requirement all once, all my requirements value will come over here. Now, if I want to share this requirement with multiple vendors who will be responsible for from where I expect the the proposal, I can do that. I can have my own the our own email templates which can be mapped from here. Then these templates will directly create my email, and then if I have any kind of a material terms, or if I have details information, so I can have my templates ready, and I can just send this email to my um, I can share this email to the vendors and the suppliers for the quotation. So whatever email I want to configure right now, I don't think that there is a proper email over here, but whatever. So if the email template is there, then it's going to be automatically mapped over here, and then I can send this purchase order for the approval. Once the uh, RFQ got approved, is going to be get shared with the the different vendors, and the uh, and the vendor's entire information is going to be visible over here. So I can go back to once the RFQ is floated and there is a entry from the different vendor, I can have those comparison over here. I can have the total value, total GST value, total grant value, and then we can have also have the the rate comparison. Within the rate comparison, if I feel that okay, this particular vendor is is the right vendor, then I can directly go and I can go for the the uh, creation of the purchase order. So the thing is, once your RFQ is released, once you have received the quotation, you can do the negotiation. You can even go and change the value, or maybe if you are going for the negotiation, you can even do that. And then based on the final value, if you want to create the purchase order, you can create it from here. Even if you want to print the purchase order and look at the the value which is actually got released and want to share to someone, so you can even do it from here itself. Okay. So now this is the flow around creating an RFQ, and based on the RFQ, adding the updating the value. There is also a module where you can add the supplier pricing, like the value quotation which you receive, that entry can happen from the system itself. Okay. Now, if I go to purchase order, then I have visibility around how many purchase order approvals are pending, how many got rejected, how many got approved, how many got opened. And for any purchase order, like I can have, like if I want to generate the PDF up, like the purchase order from the system. So whatever the term and condition is being defined, whatever the values been defined, like that can be done and shared from the system itself. Okay. So it's completely depend upon what kind of a format you are setting up, and then that format is going to be approved and to be shared with the the different individual. If I go on the specific purchase order which is approved, then I can see that okay, what is the value, what is the bill value, what is the other value, and against that what is the material inward happen, what is the material adjustment happen, what is the bill came for that purchase order, what is the bill payment been done, and what is the advance payment been done. So almost everything get mapped within the system. And if you want to take the look at the value of everything again, to summarize everything, you can even take it from the system itself. If you are making any kind of an advance payment, if you are adding any kind of an bill payment, so that can be mapped from here. Okay. Now, if I look to move to material inward, so in the material inward, once your material got, once you once you issue the purchase order, the next module is the vendor, go for the delivery of your product. So in that case, whenever the material got available at the site, you make the entry in terms of the GRN challan, and then you select the supplier. You also select the products, which all products which all, so once you actually select the specific project, then automatically you can select the purchase order number which is available. So it's like an automation where you need not to do any kind of a complexity. So you can select which purchase order you have selected. You'll automatically get all the material. You just need to update the the latest delivery, what is the total quantity and what is the quantities being added. This rate and price chart is completely controlled. If you want to make the entry, or if you want to make this things not available to the individual who is updating the material inward, so that can be managed. If there is any kind of a labor or transport or other thing, you can just do that. If there is a receipt of the GRN, if you want to attach it, you can attach over here. So that's how one, it's like a very simple way you can update the material inwards. Once you go for that invert material, then you also move to the separately to the second module, which is the the approval of the material. So what our material is you have received, what is the exact status, if there's any kind of a picture around it, so you can track it from here. Even if you want to make the adjustment of the product, the material, for example, let's say material got delivered at a particular site and then you want to move it from one site to another site, so that can be done. So once the material is received, there is a mechanism of going for the inward, and then again, even if you want to do the material transfer, that can be done. Based on this, whenever your material is going to be used, so that can be mapped from the system. When your material is getting used for which kind of a work, if it is, if you want to define based on the budget, or if you want to map the usage consumption of the product based on the the milestone, so you can just always select so which all materials are there, for which particular purpose getting used, what is the task and the subtask, so that the even the minute level of the breakdown of the problem is going to be mapped and it's get connected and updated to the system. Alongside, we also have the material transfer module. Material transfer module is responsible for if material is available at a site and you want to transfer internally from a specific project to another project. It also goes from a specific site to another site, so this can be mapped from the system itself. So this is around our entire material. When you receive the bill from the from the vendors, so that dashboard is also available over here. So let's say if I want to see that how many the billings and the the invoices we are receiving from the different vendors, so that can be mapped. The billing values received in the different time interval. What is the invoice range? What is the invoice by buyer? By aging summary, what is the the overall aging summary. Similarly, what is the supplier bill summary. So all those things get mapped over here, so which all suppliers actually shared you the maximum bill, what is the bill aging, how long you have kept it on hold, and then the invoices raised by the individual, and what is the overall breakup of this value. Same way, if you want to make the entry of the bill, it's very simple. You just go and select a specific, like, or maybe like, directly you can select the supplier, you can select the product name for which, like, the bill is getting, like, you have received. You can update it from here. Same way, if the bill is actually coming for different activities, then you can even, like, summarize it, like, that this bill is available for which purchase order, what is the value, what is the overall update, so you can track it from here. So what is the received bill, what is the past bill, and what is the paid bill, you can track it from the system. Same way, bill report, if you want, like, how many, what is the total bill received, what is the total value paid, and what is the total, like, the value. Let's say this year, and I'll say apply. So I can even get those values. So once, like, which all suppliers are actually submitting with a bill, and how many, based on the raise invoice, how many value you have paid, and what is the balance value. It helps you to, like, strategize and schedule a better billing, like, have a better forecast and better clarity on what is the pending due upfront, and what value is supposed to be clear on time. So this is get tracked from here. So this is major. And then again, separately we have different reports, which is more of, like, the GST reports, book balance, checkbook, ledger, project summary, including the, like, the RERA, work type analysis. All these reports get mapped over here, which gives much better understanding around, like, the overall working and the life cycle. The material module is also, like, similar to the material. We also have a contract management module where you can manage all your contractors. Based on the contractors, you can issue, you can define multiple, you can share different quotations for different updates and requirements. You can create different RFQ based on the requirement, of the fixed project. Same way, like, the work order can be issued based on the work order. You can even, like, manage, like, the quotations which you received from different contractors, and then again their bills can be managed. So for the fixed work, like, the entire workflow can work like this. Separately, we also have engineering, where you can manage your budgeting, activity, BOQ, resource management. I guess in the next video we'll be talking more about how our engineering and the project management side works. So this actually helps you to understand more of, like, how the entire system works, what is the, like, the overall values, how the supplier values are coming, how the contractor values are coming, what is the payment details, if the task is associated with any of the individual, then what is the status, what is the percentage to which individual the tasks are assigned, what is the start date and the end date, top 10 subtask and activity. I guess this is another way of looking at, like, the progress of the work, the material management and the procurement management separately, if it is get integrated with your task and the workflow. So I guess in the another video, we'll be talking about, like, how exactly the entire project management module also work. But I guess that's it for now, and I guess in next video we'll be talking more about the other modules, and we look forward to stay connected with you and give you all the latest update about and around, like, our latest module around the uh, real estate, the back end, which is especially around procurement, project management, engineering, and all these things happen with just an ease. So that is what, our major focus on. Yeah. If you have any query, you can write to me, or you can just, connect with me. You can call me on 720-806-2302. I'll be, sharing my details in the description. For any details, I would love to speak and connect with you. Thank you.